Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. They can't stop it. People talk to one another. We are still allowed to communicate. Things that are true, things that are not true, are disseminated through, I don't know, conversations, text messages, phone calls, media, quacking around, social media access. All these things will allow us as humans to communicate things that we know about or things that we don't know about. We will do this, and we should be allowed to act freely regarding that. By doing this, unfortunately, certain forces who held a little lead on certain kind of global situations lost control, and they are scrambling to put again the lead on our ability to communicate. Stupidly as we are, we should be allowed to communicate, but they determined that we should not, because we have the unacceptable version of provided narrative by these guys. Then we are bad people, and I can be a bad person, you can be a bad person, and it's nobody else's business as long as I don't act upon being a bad person. And I'm glad that others are in charge of me to send me to hell or put me on a stake, or just hang me because I'm a bad person, because I don't follow the narrative. We're gonna get to that if we continue this way. And right now we're, let's say, crucified politically, economically, socially, but probably we're gonna be crucified as that guy was crucified in what year? 33. Anyway, here it is, my friends. Thousands, tens of thousands of people rally in support for Palestine, and they are covering it, and this information cannot be kept with a lead on, as it used to be, 30 years ago, when you had about 3 or 4 big media companies. I'm talking United States of America. It was controlling all the news coming in this country. And if they didn't want to cover that, you couldn't find out, unless you've been told over the phone, long distance from the place where it occurred, or it was covered. Nowadays, they lost this one. That's why they want to ban and they want to restrict misinformation, disinformation on X and Meta and Facebook and all this. Meta and Facebook and all the same garbage. Remember who's in charge of that? Supposedly Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is a Zelensky Stein. That's a coincidence. Anyway, let me show you 1, 2, 3, 4 articles where they report thousands, tens of thousands of people rally. Not all across the world. There are certain locations when they don't rally. They don't give a fuck. Okay? Interestingly enough, is where the situation is in the Middle East. They should rally. That's their business. Unfortunately, we've been, conditioned, Pavlovian conditioning, by these guys to react in a certain way, in that and only one way, regarding certain kind of issues. And unfortunately, Europe not fucked itself. They have enemies within, my friends, because they shot themselves in the foot. The Western world I'm talking about. Let me show you. Fox News, Fox 5, New York. Thousands rally for Palestinians in Times Square. Where would you have this? And why? I mean, if I look over there, I see a lot of people with things, scarf and all that. And you have this, it's all right. I don't have nothing against it. The problem is these are in Times Square, in New York City, United States of America. Now you have also Jewish sympathizer or Israel sympathizer, how you want to call them, pro-Israel. You have them on the third party. So they fight on your territory. They come, that neighbor and that neighbor come in your house, and then they fight in your house as being part of your family, because whatever happens in their little neighborhood. How do you like that? And these guys this is going to get even harder and worse. You're going to see. You got Gigi number 1 and Gigi number 2. You got them here. You accepted them here. They're going to, be part of your family because they came to your family and your house. And something happens in their little countries where they came from. They left because they were not that good for them. Remember, we came to other countries, not because we loved our countries and we wanted to stay over there, most of us. We left because that was something very wrong that we didn't like over there. So we choose this one. All right? So you come here and then you start fighting here in my house, in my family, because something that happens in your countries over there, right? Right. But strangely enough, in Russia, something like this doesn't happen. In Hungary, it doesn't happen. In Poland, it doesn't happen. It happens in a few Western countries because they were good-hearted, right? Opened the doors, helped people. And now they're going to have these guys fighting. And this is just the beginning. They didn't turn yet very violent. Yeah, they fought with one another, fist fight and all that. It's going to escalate, my friends. And it's not because, oh, it's Hamas, or it's just a Mossad, or it's just a Zionists, or not all, that included. It's going to be more than that. We're talking about ideologies, cultures, way of life, feelings, past history. You can't eradicate that. So yeah, get more in your peaceful country and you're going to have more peace. Like peace, that kind of peace. So let's look at this article. Thousands gathered in Times Square on Friday to express their support for the people of Palestine and condemn Israel's ongoing military campaign in Gaza. So you see, Fox cannot hide this, and it won't. Protesters marched through the streets from Times Square to the Israeli consulate, then to the United Nations, where at least 2 people were taken into custody by the New York Police Department. Friday's protests were organized by a Palestinian-led community organization called Palestinian-led Community. Palestinians living in, called Within Our Lifetime, to show support for Gaza. Now, all right, let's go to the next one. The Telegraph. Tens of thousands of pro-Palestine marchers expected in London. You're going to expect these British people, English people, all of them, to march tens of thousands in London. London has, what's his name? What's his name? Khan someone, is a Muslim mayor, because I think London has became majority immigrant. I think it's more than 50% is foreign born. Thank you. I thank you. You're gonna be fucked up. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it. Anyway, if you like it, good. Live in that kind of country, but you're gonna have tens of thousands of pro-Palestine march, which is okay. Freedom of speech. I'm for it. The problem is this is going to be growing and turning into something even bigger, and I suspect it's going to turn violent. Not only now, in the future as well. More violent. Police are braced for clashes this weekend as pro-Palestine rallies are expected to attract tens of thousands of protesters, with Rishi Sunak warning that anti-Semitic offenders will face the full force of the law. What about anti-Palestinians? Are they going to be facing full force of the law as well? Sunak? Great Britain just sent Royal Navy into Mediterranean Sea to help one side. Anyway, good job, my friends. Get more. Here, next one. Reuters. Tens of thousands rally in Mideast, West, to support Israel Palestinians. Don't lump West. Don't lump, but that's what they do. Don't lump West. Lump a few guys in the West, because a few are on the other side. So not the West. What if you say the leaders of the United States of America and the leaders, the guys in charge of Great Britain and other countries that would be forced to? Yeah, that's the West. That's the monolithic West the idiot Putin was talking about, remember? And Lavrov for about 15 years or so. So the West, no, you see, generalization, Reuters, the West. So they try to make it West, which obviously are supporting the good cause here, right? Okay, so we have these guys, tens of thousands rally in Mideast, okay. And it says here, tens of thousands of protesters rallied across the Middle East and in parts of Asia, Europe, and the United States on Friday in support of Palestinians and condemnation of Israel as it intensified its strikes on Gaza in retaliation for Hamas assault. Jewish communities in US, France, and elsewhere held rallies in solidarity with Israel after the Hamas attack. But that's good. But why then don't they do anything like this in Argentina? Or let's say, in Argentina they have a big community, but anyway, in Paraguay or Chile or Zimbabwe or I don't know, North Korea, because the community and those guys don't give a fuck about what's going on over there, because there's another business. But anyway, So this is in Turkey, they says, the crowds gathered outside mosques chanting against Israel. Pop, pop, pop. So in Germany and France has banned pro-Palestinian demonstrations. They covered that, and they said that in France they banned pro-Palestinian demonstrations, and in Germany they said only pro-Hamas demonstrations. But I suspect it's Palestinians, because these guys put together, they lump together Hamas or terrorist organization with the Palestinians, and that's not fair, and it's not Western mind. I don't know what it is. This is too much pathos. Crucify, crucify, crucify. That's what kind of behavior it is. Western countries. No, some Western countries. We can name them. No, they lumped together. Said they had stepped up security at synagogues and Jewish schools, fearing that protests could lead to violence. No, why? Do you think the French nation or the Deutsche people, Deutsche Volk, will be aggressive, or elements present in their societies could turn? And vice versa, I think, could happen as well, right? Let's move to the last article. Israel-Hamas war, Sky News. Protesters take to the streets around the world to show support for Palestinians. Now, look over there. You know what these guys are missing? I don't know if they have it or not, but they're missing something else, and they will turn everything in smoke, unfortunately. So be careful, my friends. Pro-Palestinian protests have taken place across the world as Israel edges closer to a ground invasion of Gaza. That would happen. Don't worry about it. Demonstrators took the streets in several Arab nations, including Jordan, Lebanon, and Egypt, neighbors of Israel, as well as countries with large Muslim populations such as Bangladesh, France, Lebanon. Okay, now in the streets of Lebanon's capital, Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Yemen, and Somalia, Bangladesh, and many others, India, South Africa, Turkey, Germany. I don't see Russia. I don't know why I don't see Russia. I don't see Hungary. I don't see Poland. I don't see Czech Republic. Because they don't have too many of them over there. So they didn't bring their stuff in that country to do that. Obviously, there are people who are Czechs or Hungarians or Romanians who sympathize with left or right in this conflict, but they're not that numerous as the people that really belong to, that have a passion. They came and now they. It's a fight that occurs over there, and it drags me and you, who probably don't want to be dragged into this in their thing, But they drag the whole thing, like the West, that garbage by the Mediterranean Sea dragged all. And I'm talking garbage because we should not have anything to do with that. Nothing. You're just another country that has its own thing. But if you intervene and you create garbage, because remember, the First World War, these allies created garbage. Remember what they did with Germany? They destroyed Germany's economic possibility of recovery. That's why, who was born? That guy. Yeah, and that guy, on this situation, he got support. Remember, Adolf was his party was democratically elected in Reichstag and Bundestag, whatever. Bundestag, I think it is. Reichstag is the building. So they were democratically in power. Adolf came to power legally by the process. He didn't take over with his big thing. No, he just got over there, appointed by, what's his name, Hindenburg or whatever his name was. So why? Because something that occurred after the First World War. Now, they created a state of Israel in 1948. They agreed with everything when put it together. And there were some stipulations under which that was agreed. I thought it was another state supposed to be created. And they did it wrong. The same with the Germans in the First World War. They did it wrong. They should have, punished Germany, and not only because this and that, but not like that. They did it wrong. The same here. Yeah, you create a state of Israel over there. I'm not for or against. It's too complex over there. I don't think you should just create a country because you say it's the only country that was really created just like this. There's no other country that was created by United Nations just like that. Anyway. So again, and that was, and then the Palestinians were the Palestinians, the Arabs, displaced, camps, tragedy, wrong, it was done wrong. So then you have this, and now you have the West, you have me to go over there and do something, or what? I'm going to expose my country, my safety, because I defend something that Yeah, exactly. So tens of thousands, my friends. Cannot be, the lead cannot be kept over this, and they are working hard to make us shut the fuck up. They already did in Europe with X and with Meta. They said if you don't stop misinformation on your platforms, we're gonna ban you. Communists, right there. It's okay, but they can misinform us every day. That's fine, because they do it. Because they say with a narrative, their narrative is right there. Other narratives unaccepted, but you're free. Yes, in the free world, you're free to shut the fuck up. That's what basically it is, or free to say our narrative. And if you don't say that, you're free to shut the fuck up. These are the two alternatives. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There's not freedom, my friends. There's not freedom. There's not freedom. There's not liberty. That's a pretense. It's a pretense. It's a fake, like many things I found here in this thing. Fake, phony. A pretense. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.